All right, hey, hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to make a quick update on the real estate market and wanted to get some feedback on how it's going for people out there. You look online, I've spent some time just watching videos on different real estate agents and people who, supposedly have a lot of investments in real estate. And I think the one guy's name is like Sachs Realty. He's kind of a character, but he had on the one guy from Wealthion or whatever, Adam Taggart. And that guy has a lot of knowledge. He interviews a lot of interesting people and smart people on the economy and just the trends of how things are going. And the thing that I basically took from all that was that transaction volume is way down because normal people are not able to afford, like a median income is not able to afford a medium priced home. So if you just make a normal household income, it's I think 7 or 8 times your salary is going to basically pay off the home. And it used to be maybe 4 one generation ago, and then 2 generations ago it was like 2 to 3. So maybe you made $30,000 a year, but a home only cost $100,000 back 30 years ago, or maybe 35 years ago. And now it's maybe you make $70,000 a year as a household, and the average price home is maybe, I don't know, 400,000 or 500,000. So you can see how the math is. The price of real estate continues to rise, but the income that you make, even though the income goes up, it's not keeping up with the actual appreciation of what the home price is. So it's kind of like being on a hamster wheel, and you're never getting ahead. And that's the tough thing, because if you just keep running thinking that you're going to be able to work a normal job and afford stuff eventually. You might be able to if you literally penny pinch everything and you don't have a spouse and you don't have kids and you don't eat out and you save every penny and you invest it wisely and you live a very modest lifestyle. Then you might be able to afford a basic house. But we know people don't really live like that. They have rent. Maybe they don't maybe they have a roommate, maybe they don't, but a lot of their money is going towards just basic living expenses. And they're not going to be eating chicken and rice and not buying new clothes and, not going on any vacations. People like to do that stuff. So with interest rates being where they are, you're going to have a tough time with the average person being able to afford a home. Plus, you have all the investor money from people coming from foreign countries, and even just in this country, people looking that have money to buy property so that they can have it as a store of money or store of value, and then rent it so they can get income from the property and park their money in an appreciating asset over a long period of time. So a lot of the transactions, I think it's 30% or so roughly right now, are still being done just strictly in cash. So if you have a house for $600,000, there's a certain percentage of buyers that are just buying it all out in cash because they're wealthy and they have a lot of cash flow from maybe other businesses. They're looking to park some of that money into a real asset. So that's why they are choosing real estate. But if you're just a person that's actually trying to live in the house, you're not using it as an investment to, as anything else other than just live in it. You have to compete with investors. You have to compete with foreign money. People just can't do it. You have to compete with having to borrow money at an interest rate that's pretty high. It makes the payment not doable for people that have just an average income. And that's what you're seeing. Excuse me, I'm having a little bit of a cough. And then you have people that, are kind of have the handcuffs. They bought a house maybe during COVID or a little bit before COVID. They have an interest rate at 3% or, even 2%, 2 to 4%. They can't really move. I mean, they may have built up equity in their house, but the problem is if they sell that house, then they have to go live somewhere else, and they're going to have to get a loan at 7 or 8%. They're going to have to buy a house at a price that's appreciated. So a lot of people maybe that bought a house like in 2019 or 2020 or 2021, if they were trying to buy that same house today, they wouldn't be able to do it because the monthly mortgage cost would be a lot greater. And the price of the home, instead of being maybe $300,000, would be $450,000 or $420,000. It would be significantly more money than what they paid in 2020 or 2019. So transaction volume is just way down. There's not a lot of people that are buying or selling because the conditions are not favorable. And I don't see any of that changing really. I mean, there will still be deals being done by people that just have a bunch of money and people that have to move because of life circumstances. But if you're talking about just a high velocity of transactions, I don't think it's going to happen because interest rates are still high. The average person can really not afford it. That's why there's way more people renting now. Renting is way more affordable right now than owning because of the cost to borrow. And you have people that just aren't going to sell their house because they have such a low mortgage. They don't ever want to get rid of that. If you bought a condo or you bought a house, let's say you bought a house 5 years ago, your monthly mortgage payment might be $1,200. But if you were to get that same house right now, it'd probably be over $2,000 a month, right? And not to mention you have to put the down payment down as well. So if you have that $1,200 or $1,300 low monthly mortgage cost, you're going to want to hold on to that because it's an asset. You can live in your house, you can pay a low monthly amount, and then you can build equity in the asset. You wouldn't really want to move unless you had a reason to, or a really good financial opportunity to sell your house and then go get a loan at a higher rate and have to pay an inflated price. So that's just a quick update on watching some of those videos. You guys let me know what you think. Has anyone bought a house recently? I mean, if you have, let me know. What interest rate did you get? How much money did you put down? There's probably some people that bought a house in the last 3 to 4 years or 3 to 5 years before COVID and got a good interest rate, and it was more of a palatable deal. But right now, even on like a $350,000 house, your mortgage payment's going to be over $2,000, after putting 20% down. So it's a bit of a stretch for some people, and if you get into more of the expensive areas, forget about it. I mean, you have to be making probably $200,000 a year just to even qualify for a loan on those type of houses. So you guys let me know what you think. You can comment below, subscribe for more if you want. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.